Welcome to the Get Over Yourself podcast. This is author and athlete Brad Kearns discovering ways to be healthy, fit, and happy in hectic, high-stress modern life. So let's slow down and take a deep breath, take a cold plunge, and expertly balance that competitive intensity with an appreciation of the journey. That's the theme of the show. Here we go. The Get Over Yourself podcast is brought to you by Almost Heaven, beautiful compact home use sauna kits, ancestral supplements, grass-fed organ meats in a capsule, DNA Fit, genetic testing for custom diet and exercise recommendations, Integro Health, high-potency liquid probiotic called Flourish, Organifi, organic powdered superfoods, delicious green, gold, and red powders, Wild Idea Buffalo, sustainable, grass-fed, beyond organic, and check out the bradkearns.com/shop page. That's my personal selection of favorite products for health, fitness, and peak performance. And here we go with the show.
You lift weights, lift weights, lift weights. You don't destroy your muscles by doing a 4-hour bicep curl workout of 4,000 reps. You give that brief stimulation, and then the compensatory response occurs, and you return to life stronger and more resilient against all other forms of stress. Again, it's the acute stressor that's asking for increased calorie burning, increased fat burning to handle the temperature increase. Your body's battling, doing the best it can, and then coming down to a better baseline level. So if you go just 2 to 3 times a week, 23% reduction in heart disease, heart attack risk, and 4 to 7 times a week, 48% reduction. Combine that with exercise, being regular exercise, regular cardiovascular exercise, and your heart disease risk goes down even further.
Hey, how about a backwards commercial? Are you ready? So, go to OrganifiShop.com and enter the discount code BRAD for 20% off your order. That's ORGANIFI shop.com. Why would I do something as silly as a backwards commercial? It's because I'm positive you have to try this stuff. Trust me, order some now. It's going to change your life. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement company. They're known for their greens. You take them when you travel, get all your nutrition. But I like their top secret Organifi Gold warm relaxation beverage. This is the single best tasting tea you will ever try in your life. So if you want something soothing, delicious, nutritious at the end of your busy, productive day, pour yourself a scoop of Organifi Gold. What's in there? Turmeric, the anti-inflammatory superstar, is the base. And then, listen to this, smooth coconut milk, cinnamon, ginger, lemon balm, and 2 super mushrooms. It's legit. It's delicious. Check it all out at OrganifiShop.com. And don't forget to put in B.rad for 20% off. Try Organifi Gold. If you're not totally satisfied, send it back to me, and I'll keep it. Let's do a whole show on the wide-ranging health and disease protection benefits of regular sauna therapy, as they say in Finland, or sauna, as they say in lazy American accent. Either way, it's a pretty fantastic health regimen. I love to start with the biggest picture benefits of all, and that is you step into one of these things and you will get your body warm no matter what climate or circumstances you've been exercising or living in. And let me tell you, that's important because with my move to beautiful, fabulous Lake Tahoe, well, the winter's ahead, and I'm not a huge winter guy. I'm a lifelong California guy, LA boy, get a little wimpy and chilly and cold when it's cold out. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when you catch a chill during a cold day, whether it's having done a workout and then you come home, you don't take a shower right away, you're putzing around. And I've had these occasions where I just catch a little chill and I'm cold for the rest of the day. I just can't get warm. I'll wear a hat. That really helps, a nice furry, soft hat. But having the sauna at your disposal, oh my gosh, it's a real lifesaver and it gets me through the winter months. Piece of cake. So what did I do? I just got my second unit from Almost Heaven Saunas, the fabulous manufacturers of these beautiful home use sauna kits. So for a very affordable price, you can check many different models on their website. You order it, they ship it to you, you watch the video, you put the thing together, and you are in the sauna business. Yes, you can go to the health club and have a nice social interaction. I've met some cool people in the sauna at the health club down the street, but it's not quite the same as being able to turn the dial and in 30 minutes get into a warm environment to relax and enjoy wide-ranging benefits, which we're going to discuss in detail. So, oh my gosh, I mean, you already hear the commercial, but let me just highly recommend sauna therapy for so many reasons, starting with keeping your body warm, and then backing that up is the general overall relaxation effect. This is a therapeutic treatment for the mind and the body. And after a busy, stressful day, it feels really great to go into a super hot environment, relax on the bench, take some deep breaths. The social connection is a wonderful attribute also. Same with the spa, the jacuzzi. And I've had that through my entire life, going back to when I was a kid and when we were the high school runners. We would always meet up in the evening for a jacuzzi session where we'd relax our aching, overtrained muscles because we didn't really know what we were doing back then, and talk about the important matters of the day and of life, relaxing under the stars. Okay, there weren't really any stars in Los Angeles, but at Dr. Stevie Cobreen's house, they had bagels, so that was great, and we'd enjoy his jacuzzi over and over, a centerpiece of life and high school social experience. And then with my own kids, just about every single day from, let's see, when my son was 0 all the way up to age 14, we'd go in there. It was our evening appointment. And what a great bonding experience that was to share that. We still do it to this day. Just take a jacuzzi, relax. Maybe you're talking, maybe you're not. Doesn't matter. Just there, enjoying the bubbles. And the sauna is the same thing. I'm a new enthusiast to sauna because I haven't had access. I mean, come on, how many of us can take over a bathroom and turn it into a sauna? First of all, you lose a bathroom. Second of all, we don't know what the heck we're doing with all those power tools. So, Almost Heaven made it a reality in my side yard, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, I'm pulling the trigger for another one, and I will have sauna as a constant companion in my life. Let's get into the many health and disease protection benefits. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, great resource at foundmyfitness.com. She has a PDF, just like she does for cold therapy. There's one for sauna therapy with all these links and references to great science. As you know, it's been a cultural mainstay for hundreds of years in Scandinavia, and there's plenty of support for these amazing revelations of the disease protection, especially for cardiovascular. Dr. Patrick goes so far as to predict that in the next 10 years, quote, sauna bathing will become part of the standard care for the prevention and treatment of heart disease and a variety of heart conditions. Studies show that if you do intensive sauna therapy, such as 4 to 7 times a week, and the study's talking about a temperature of 175 degrees Fahrenheit, that's around 80 Celsius for 20 minutes. That's kind of your basic sauna session. I'll tell you why later, but I like to crank up that temperature much higher and have a more intense heat shock therapy eliciting experience in the sauna. But anyway, that frequent sauna use is associated with 50% reduction in total heart disease, fatal heart disease, 60% reduction in risk of sudden cardiac death, 60% reduction in Alzheimer's risk, 51% reduction in stroke, 46% for hypertension. And other research shows that a single session, one visit to the sauna, will lower blood pressure, improve your heart rate variability, right? The beat-to-beat fluctuations in your heart will improve, meaning the heart rate variability score will go up, meaning that the sauna will relax you for hours afterward. And it also improves arterial function, arterial flow. So here's the interesting thing. The experience in the sauna is very similar, or you might even say or argue identical to a workout with your cardiovascular system. What happens? The blood starts flowing, a huge transition of the blood flowing from the organs, the core, into the extremities, just like when you're doing a workout. Your heart rate will increase up to 150 beats per minute. That could be at or above maximum aerobic heart rate. How about that? Hey, want to go for a 5 mile run? No thanks. I'm going to go sit in the sauna and get a similar cardiovascular benefit. Have a great time. I don't know. Of course, training specificity kicks in here, and getting on your feet and running is going to have a better predictability to your fitness improvement. But the idea that you are truly getting a cardiovascular workout with numerous positive health benefits and fitness benefits in the sauna is irrefutable. It's been shown that cardiac output increases by 60 to 70% when you're just sitting there. And when you get out and recalibrate back to homeostasis, lowering your core body temperature and getting all your systems back online working normally, that's when you get all these incredible health benefits and increased resiliency to all other forms of stress. It's called a hormetic stressor, a brief, positive, natural stressor. The driving force here is believed to be these vaunted heat shock proteins, HSP, and they are produced when your body is subjected to heat stress, such as entering the sauna, and they have profound benefits, wide-ranging benefits all across the body, especially in the brain. They have been shown to prevent and slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. They also slow muscle atrophy. So as you're getting older and at risk of cognitive decline and muscle atrophy, the sauna is your friend. They have many other benefits related to detoxification, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant. So, as Dr. Patrick details in her papers, they trigger, quote, compensatory adaptations and activate antioxidant defenses in study subjects. And they also help improve the functioning of the liver, especially if it's been damaged or stressed. Besides the release of these wonderful heat shock proteins throughout the bloodstream, throughout the body, the sweating itself, when you get into profuse sweating, which is the desired state to get the maximum response of heat shock proteins, you're also getting a detox effect from the sweating. Sweat has been shown to contain an assortment of nasty toxins, bioaccumulated toxins they're called, including the notorious BPA, which is a chemical contaminant found all over the place, especially in your plastic water bottles. That's why you see those designations BPA free. Yeah, found in your sweat. So sweat that stuff out. Sweat has also been found to discover phthalate, arsenic, lead, if you have the stuff in your bloodstream, obviously. So when you're sweating, you're purging it. And sometimes this stuff comes out of your sweat, even when it doesn't show up in the blood or urine. So the sweating also helps improve kidney function, kind of boosting the nitrogen excretion that your kidneys are supposed to do, but sometimes get caught up. And oh my goodness, when I reported on previous shows about my comprehensive testing that I had done with Nourish, Balance, Thrive, it was revealed that I had toxic petroleum byproducts in my blood test, as well as plastic contaminants revealed in the blood test. So my prescription from Nourish, Balance, Thrive guys, Chris Kelly, was to go sit in the sauna and get to the point where I was profusely sweating and could barely stand it anymore. So maximum heat shock proteins, maximum sweating, and then go race over to the shower and scrub really hard with a good quality natural soap like the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and scrub the skin and get that detox effect from the sweating, purging of this nasty petroleum and plastic stuff. Why was that stuff in my bloodstream? As Mr. Healthy Guy, one functional medicine specialist that I know speculated or asked me straight up, did you grow up in didn't you grow up in the San Fernando Valley, in the Los Angeles area during the smoggy heyday of the 70s and 80s? And that was possibly why these toxins remain in my bloodstream. And then the plastic part is perhaps consuming those disposable water bottles after they've been heated up. And I realized that, yeah, those bottles sit in my car during the day. The next morning, they're nice and cool, and I drink them. But maybe I was somehow getting some plastic. Same with a serious bicyclist, where you have the plastic bottle on your tube, and the sun's beating down. And when the plastic interacts with the heat, the chemicals, the molecules leach into the water supply. That's why you don't want to ever microwave anything in plastic. That heating up the plastic will put those estrogenic compounds right into your soup or whatever you're heating up, and you'll grow man boobs. Really bad stuff. Okay, so that's why sweating is a big part of the sauna benefits. And basically, to kind of explain what's going on here, summarize, it's just like with my detailed show on cold exposure. What you're doing here is you're creating this hormetic stressor and generating a net overall health benefit due to the fight or flight stimulation that happens when you first step in and start to experience an increase in body temperature. So this is a stressful event to the body. It spikes your fight or flight hormones and your cortisol levels. And we talk about this so often in a negative context because we're talking about the chronic stressors of daily life. So the magic of jumping in the cold tub for a few minutes or sitting in the sauna for 20 to 30 minutes is the short duration allows you to step out and then recalibrate to homeostasis before any negative effects occur. So if I get on here and start talking about sitting in your chest freezer for 45 minutes to an hour at 36 degrees, you're going to be dead. It's not going to be a helpful, positive stressor. Same with the sauna. If you sit in there for 3 hours and sweat and get dehydrated, you're going to be in big trouble. So it's the dose response of getting in there briefly, getting that body temperature spike, getting those hormone spikes, and then the compensatory response occurs when you exit the dwelling. Get it? So that exposure, just like a workout, exactly the same thing. You lift weights, lift weights, lift weights. You don't destroy your muscles by doing a 4-hour bicep curl workout of 4,000 reps. You give that brief stimulation, and then the compensatory response occurs, and you return to life stronger and more resilient against all other forms of stress. So not just heat stress in terms of the sauna or cold stress in terms of doing the tub. And boy, you're rocking and rolling. So if you are regular enthusiasts, which many of the studies define as 2 to 3 times a week, but there's a dose response here too, so more is better. So there's other stats for 4 to 7 times a week. But regular use reduces overall oxidative stress and inflammation. That's interesting because those two are often referred to as the root cause of virtually all degenerative disease and aging. Oxidative stress and inflammation, inflammatory processes. So when you get this acute stress of inflammation, obviously everything's inflamed when you're going up there, your body temperature's up, blood pressure, heart rate, and you get out, that's how you fine tune things so you can handle more. And so, the famous blood test, high sensitivity C-reactive protein, that's the favorite inflammatory marker that you'll see in your blood work, or your doctor or podcast know-it-all will reference that a lot. Your HSCRP or your CRP number will go down with regular sauna use. And if you can get that puppy down into, the 1 or below range instead of the 6, 7, 8, or 10 range, that's indicating a chronic inflammatory process, you are getting into the category of heart disease proof. You're proofing yourself from heart disease risk. Okay, so if you go just 2 to 3 times a week, 23% reduction in heart disease, heart attack risk, and 4 to 7 times a week, 48% reduction. Combine that with exercise, being regular exercise, regular cardiovascular exercise, and your heart disease risk goes down even further. So you're stressing the heart, making it stronger and more resilient. Get it? It also improves vascular function, kind of important for heart disease risk and also general peak performance, fitness progress. Even one visit to the sauna or one workout, right, reduces what's called vascular resistance. And this is how well your blood vessels handle the flow of the blood through. So when you have hypertension, your resistance is high blood pressure. And if you are smooth and fluid, yeah, you're doing better. So you're going to get better readings also in the metabolic markers, such as insulin sensitivity, your glucose values, your HbA1c, that's your estimated average glucose over a long period of time, and also body fat reduction. Yeah, from sitting in the sauna. Amazing. Again, it's the acute stressor that's asking for increased calorie burning, increased fat burning to handle the temperature increase. Your body's battling, doing the best it can, and then coming down to a better baseline level. It also has some good effects on depression, anxiety, mental conditions. So there's studies showing that patients who engage in heat therapy saw improvements in their Hamilton depression rating. Yeah, good stuff. When you go in there after workouts, great scientific evidence that it improves your conditioning response. So they stuck runners into the sauna for 30 minutes after their training sessions, and relative to people that didn't do it, they went and performed later and saw these amazing increases in fitness capacity. Sauna users, the subjects in the study, increased their time to exhaustion by 32%, increased their plasma cell volume 7%, red blood cell volume 3%. So that's kind of like doping, huh? Legal doping in the sauna. And of course, these are markers of improved endurance. And same thing, they did a study with cyclists who were going in there for 30 minutes after their workouts, and after just 4 sessions, they had an increase in plasma cell volume. This is the training effect that you work really hard to get out there and do with hours and hours on the road. Yeah, also improved heat dissipation, thermoregulation, heart rate, and cardiac stroke volume during exercise. There's also some other research showing that if you get in there after a workout, it can alleviate muscle soreness the next day. And we have found this to be true anecdotally. Dr. Stephen come across town to sit in the sauna after another crazy day, 17-mile run, and reported the next morning reduction in muscle soreness. Don't know exactly what pathways are at work there to achieve this, but I think when you're tight and stiff and inflamed from a workout, and then you go sit in there and allow the blood to flow and the sweat to flow, maybe do a few stretches I like to do in there, and of course you're more flexible and limber in there than anywhere else, I think it has a nice lasting effect the next day to reduce that soreness factor. So as I alluded to earlier, my goal is to get the maximum benefits, the more is better mentality as applied to anything in life, right? Not right, but in the case of sauna, yes, you want to stimulate those heat shock proteins and give yourself that wonderful hormetic stressor. So what I do is try to get that temperature as high as possible. And I found when I run a double cycle on my Harvia unit, and Harvia is the brand name from Finland that makes the sauna heaters, and actually they just merged with Almost Heaven Saunas. So when I say the brand name Almost Heaven Saunas, they're now owned by Harvia. So a nice integrated product where they're manufacturers of the heater as well as the frame, the kit that you put together. So I crank that puppy through 2 cycles. You see it switches off after an hour. For safety protection for the user. It's not going to stay on keeping that thing cranking forever. So if you fall asleep in there, pass out, pretty soon the thing's going to cool down on its own. So I let it run through its first cycle. It gets up to about 175, and then I crank it up again and wait, and I'll get in there when it's over 200. I can get it up to 210, 215 if I'm lucky. Yeah, that's hot. And then what do I do when I step in? Immediately 40 push-ups and 40 deep squats. And isn't that fun? It's like working out in Death Valley, except for 80 degrees hotter than the hottest temperature ever recorded on the planet. So what I'm doing in that first few minutes in the sauna is I'm eliciting the sweat to come pouring out as soon as possible. It would probably happen after 10 or 15 minutes of just laying there on a bench, right? You're sitting in 212 degree weather, you're going to start sweating, but I just short circuit that and make it a interesting little exercise stressor in there. Of course, you're listening to a podcast host, not your personal private physician. So let this be a disclaimer, not to do stupid stuff that you hear from a podcast host without full medical clearance and assurances that you are cardiovascularly healthy, and then ease into it and try something like 10 push-ups instead of 40 and 40 out of the gate, and be sensible about all the things I'm talking about here. But again, I'm just trying to get hot in there quickly. And then the wonderful thing is, after doing that pretty strenuous back-to-back workout set, then I lie on the bench and almost immediately fall into this trance-like state where I'm getting warm, I'm still breathing hard, but I kind of turn the brain off and just lay in there and relax. It's not really a nap. It's hard to fall asleep in 210-degree temperatures, but it's something in that in-between realm where the brain is just totally chill, and it feels fantastic. I'll stay in there for another 15 to 20 minutes, just ensuring that I'm sweating profusely to get maximum benefits from the experience. Now, you might have heard about contrast therapy, where you go from the cold tub into the sauna and back and forth, fire and ice, they call it. Laird Hamilton, Gabby Reese, big enthusiasts. They have fire and ice parties at their training compound / home in Malibu. Sounds like a lot of fun. And if people come over, we'll engage in that kind of fun stuff. But generally speaking, I don't really do that too often. I like to use the sauna as a standalone therapy, as well as the morning cold plunge. And I've played around with it a little. It feels kind of interesting. Basically, the experience is when you jump into the cold tub at 36 degrees, it doesn't feel that cold because your body temperature is so high from the sauna. And then you go into the sauna after a couple minutes in the cold tub and it doesn't feel that hot. But what you get at the end, the net effect of, let's say, 6 cycles back and forth or whatever you're doing, is you do feel very, very relaxed. But I'm just saying that personally, I like to use these things as standalone therapy. So just going in the sauna, and even afterward, I'll take a warm shower, a regular temperature shower, and then just allow my body to naturally cool down, to do that hard work to cool down back to homeostasis afterward. So hopefully you have a good overview of the wonderful benefits. Maybe you're compelled to at least go check out the website, almostheaven.com, and see what they have to offer for home use sauna kits. I believe there's a discount at play or a free gift at play if you mention the Get Over Yourself podcast. So inquire about that. They have great customer service. Or for starters, get down to your health club and try it out and take it seriously. It's not just a folly or an indulgence. It's actually a wonderful therapeutic benefit and also a training effect for cardiovascular fitness and health. Thanks for listening. Sauna. Thank you for listening to the show. We would love your feedback at getoveryourselfpodcast@gmail.com. And we would also love if you could leave a rating and a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. I know it's a hassle. You have to go to desktop iTunes, click on the tab that says ratings and reviews, and then click to rate the show anywhere from 5 to 5 stars. And it really helps spread the word so more people can find the show and get over themselves, because they need to. Thanks for doing it. Let's talk about probiotics from Integro Health. Do you want me to sing the messages? Nah. But probiotics are an extremely important concept. Hopefully you're all in on the values, the benefits of nourishing a healthy gut microbiome so you can flourish in life. And that's the name of Integro's product, Flourish, a unique, extremely potent, living liquid probiotic. Yes, it's liquid form. How is it different from other probiotics we usually see in pills? This is the message from Integro. Microbes continue to thrive and metabolize in their own milieu. Do you like when companies use the word milieu to describe their product? I do. These include short-chain fatty acids, bioactive peptides, amino acids, enzymes, and minerals. The liquid base makes it acid stable, so microbes can survive the stomach environment and transit to the lower GI tract for integration to give you a healthy gut microbiome. There's 11 different strains in this thing, carefully hand-cultivated in the laboratory with precision to deliver 8 billion total CFU. Why take probiotics? Come on, you have to ask. It's going to strengthen your immune function, reduce systemic inflammation, the root cause of all disease, improve digestion, promote bowel regularity, relieve gas and bloating, get you going again after illness or antibiotic use. That's me, because I first got this shipment the very day I returned home from a Mexican vacation and had a stomach illness once again. What a bummer. So sad, because I love going down south. But I needed to repair and return to action quickly. So I started guzzling this stuff and had a wonderful return to health. I'm a very enthusiastic user. and will be over the long run because I need all the help I can get. I don't know about you. When we're talking about our routine usage of antibiotics, the stress we put on our system and in the environment every single day, I especially notice my gut health is compromised when I engage in overly intensive athletic training, have trouble recovering. My gut is the first thing to go. So this is my go-to product, the Flourish probiotic in liquid form. Try it yourself. I love the delicious root beer float flavor. Just kidding, man. This stuff is no funny business. This is the real deal. It's very potent. It tastes fine. It goes down okay, but no root beer float flavor. Sorry. Take it. You'll love it. Go look at integrohealth.com for more information and to order shipped directly to your door in its unique liquid form. Flourish!